Today's video will be about header paint. Hello and welcome to ET Garage. I'm Eugene Tordo. Like I was saying, today's video will be about header paint. Before I get into that, I want to wish everyone a happy new year, 2026. Hope everyone has a great year. Anyway, let's get on to the video. And today's video is going to be a review of this Rust-Oleum high heat ceramic coating paint. I believe in my last video, which was the last one of last year, 2025, I said it was going to be about the differential over there, the Dana 36. But I'm waiting on parts, so we'll get into this. And my last video was about muffler mods, and this video is going to be about the header paint and why I didn't use the V-band clamps on the headers and some other things. But let's get into the header paint first. This is Rust-Oleum high heat ceramic coating, good up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, gas and oil resistant, no peel promise, adhesion guarantee, and stops rust. I decided to give this a try. I've tried different coatings before. I'll go into the history of those headers here in a little bit. But I heard really good reviews on Amazon. And that's one of the reasons I bought it. And the second reason I bought it is it was only $10.29 per can at the time of this video. I'll leave a link down in the description box to this paint. I believe it comes in flat silver or aluminum, they call it, and flat black. I'm not sure if it comes in any other colors. But these headers, I'll go over the history of them here right now. This header I need to touch up a little bit. I must have smudged it up and all that stuff. These headers are hooker headers. I believe they're 2149. If they're not, I'll leave the numbers up here, which model number they are. They have two versions of these. These with the plumbing for the smog pump and the EGR, and ones without any pollution controls on them. They do not come with collector bungs on both headers. They do come, as you see my sloppy weld there, where I had to move the header bung. But this is the header bung that it comes with right here. And if you're wondering why it's in this location, and this would be the number 7 primary right here. If you're wondering why that location, that's so it will work with the stock factory O2 sensor, which is non-heated, and it needs to be a certain distance from the cylinder head in order to get up to the proper temperature to work right. I ended up adding a 4-wire heated O2 sensor and adding a bung down here. And whether that's better or not is up to you. I can tell you I noticed zero difference. I would think, well, you're only getting the one reading off of that primary. And you're right. I have to say, as far as the engine running and doing the tuning, it made really no difference. Yeah. So basically, which tells me all 4 on this side are working the same, and so we're all 4 on this side. Like I said, I added a 4-wire heated O2 sensor here, and over on this side I run a wideband to a gauge that's on the dash. But these headers originally came with the plumbing, for the air pump, and then it had the pipe here for the EGR. And I decided to remove them. I haven't been using them anyway. I used to originally use them, and then I just stopped using them. And I still have the air pump in place, but it's gutted and not hooked to anything. And I removed all the associated plumbing with it. Cleans up the engine bay, and it makes it easier when you have to get down in this area where the headers are. I did, like I said, I cut them off and then welded them. And then I had to go inside with a light. I got a thin light that will go in there and look for pinholes. And I actually found a couple with pinholes, so I'm glad I did that check and then re-welded them and ground them and checked them again, and then coated the inside with the Eastwood makes that header paint that's for the inside. So I just coat it where I weld it, just on the inside there, and because these headers were coated internally before. Getting into the coatings, these headers originally came with the ceramic coating, and I had them on there for years. I probably had these headers on the car for about 10 years now, and over 100,000 miles. But over time, that coating, original ceramic coating, starts with the rust, and down here it just gets sandblasted from the road depress on both of them, down here and the face of the header collector. And so over the years, one year I did a video on it. If I remember, I'll leave a link up here. I took it to, I can't even remember the name of the place, a couple hour drive from where I live, had them recoat it. That coating, even though it looked real good, and when I got it back from them, it didn't last long at all. It lasted about a year, and it started rusting. That wasn't a very good coating at all. And since then, a couple of times I have repainted them just using the Eastwood paint, which is very good, but it just gets sandblasted off again. And since I had the exhaust off and I was planning on making changes, I decided to just repaint them again and give this paint here a try. And it goes on really well. I used less than 1 can to coat both of these headers. And when I mean coat, I mean I put a bunch of heavy coats on it. And I did do it outside. I think it was like 19 degrees outside when I did it. And you can see where I like missed a spot here and there. So this one I'll probably do over a little bit. I ended up buying 2 cans to play it safe. Never hurts to have 2 extra. But one reason I did not go to the V-band clamps. Here's the V-band clamps I was going to use. One of the reason is the way I would have to weld them, but I'll get into that here in a minute. But I was hoping to give me some more clearance. Let me get over to this one. It'd be easier since I'm using my other hand. But there really isn't much of a clearance gain, which I was hoping I'd have a little more clearance. In fact, it causes a clearance issue because of this bolt. Even when it's all tightened up, I'm actually not going to have enough clearance on the one side to put the bolt this direction and tighten it up. So it would have to be hanging down like this. And I'm afraid with that hanging down like that, it's going to catch on something under, or something under the road's going to fly up, catch it, and knock it off. I never had problems with these leaking. The only problem I have is the upper bolt. Getting to that upper bolt is a real pain. I'll show you what I did for that, and I won't know how well it works until I try it. But basically, and I don't know if you guys can see this good. Turn this around. This one spins. All right, here we go. I just welded the bolt to it, so I don't have to worry about getting up here with a wrench holding that bolt. And then I just, the nut I'm able to get with an electric ratchet, so that's no biggie. In the last video, I went ahead and just tack welded that V-band clamp on there, and I shortened it and then welded that on. I'll leave a link to that up there if you haven't seen it. And when I had it off, I had a bunch of this other ceramic paint that I originally put on this when I first installed this exhaust. This whole exhaust is a OBX, I believe it is. You can't get it anymore, including the mufflers. And when I first put it on, I coated it with this Jet Hot, and this is a ceramic coating that's also heat protective. And it works really well, but they don't make it anymore. It's not like the Jet Hot coating, that company that you send your headers to and they coat it. It's Hot Jet or something like that. And it comes in a little bottle. You shake it up real good. It's water-based, which I like. And it works really well, but you can't get it anymore. And I just coat this whole section and protects the transmission and the floors from heat. It gives a little extra protection, even though it's 304 stainless. The ends here aren't 304 stainless, unfortunately. These ends here. Now, getting back to why I didn't, another reason I didn't use these V-band clamps is I would have to butt weld them. I have to butt weld them onto, and I wasn't quite sure if I was going to use these or not. But I'd have to butt weld them to this, or I'd have to butt weld them up there. And I don't like butt welding. I've had problems with butt welding before. When I installed this exhaust, it did not fit well at all. And I had to cut, and like down here, this I did years ago, I butt welded it, and it kept breaking, the butt weld. It kept cracking and leaking. You know, it didn't just break off, it would just crack and leak. And I ended up putting a strap around it to strengthen it. Since I've done that, I haven't had that problem. But that's the reason I don't like to butt weld. Another thing is these things really need to be aligned perfectly. So, like, I really just wanted to weld these on in place of that and remove these flanges and weld it on there. But these things, when you put them together, they got to be perfect. Just about perfect in order to seal, or you'll have leak issues. And you don't want to have leak issues because if you have a leak within, I think, 8 inches or something like that of your O2 sensor, it'll make your O2 run on the read lean, which will mean you'll end up running too rich. Now that's the reason you don't want to do that. Yeah, and I say that's about it for this video. Oh, one thing I do use is this prep and etch. I've used this several times. Like I said, I've painted these headers myself several times, and I use this stuff. And what's really good about this is if you get any rust, put this on, let it sit overnight, it turns black, and that doesn't burn off. That's black, that stays on, you know, that converts that rust and it stays black. It doesn't rust anymore. It does a really good job even on the heated headers. So that works really good. It also helps prep the surface for painting. I guess that's about it for this. Like I said, I am waiting on parts for this. I'm not going to get into it now. Next video, I should have all the parts I need, and I'll go into what I found, and I'll go into that more in another video. So, one problem with, of course, evaluating this paint is you won't know until it's on there about a year. So in about a year, check back with me and I'll let you know how well it'll hold up. This does need to be heat cycled. So it has to, you have to run it 10 minutes, then turn it off, let it cool, then run it like 20 minutes, let it cool, and then 30 minutes, and then let it cool. So you do have to heat cycle it. Well, it's either on the car, or you can heat, if you have an oven big enough, you can stick the headers in the oven and heat cycle it that way. These will not fit in my oven, unfortunately. If an oven in my kitchen, if it did, I would heat cycle them that way. Be a lot easier and all that stuff, but oh well, that's it. Like I said, I'm going to end the video. This is just the first video of the year, and I'm probably not going to have too many more videos this year, but yeah, I guess that's it. First video of the year is about this header paint. Hopefully it holds up real good. I like the way it goes on, and it looks real good. So hopefully it will hold up real good. I'm under the impression that it will. Yeah, I guess that's it. Like I said, next video will be about what I found at Dana 36. So check back if you want to see what's going on with that. And in the meantime, everybody have a great day, and God bless.